And did Kevin say anything during that conversation?
I don't recall.
Let's bring in our panel of experts who are with us. We've got a power panel for you. Attorney and former judge Quinton Washington is with us. Criminal defense attorney and former head New Jersey County prosecutor Bob Bianchi is here too. And trial attorney and fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers, Ann Bremner, is here. Good to see all of you here on Court of Opinion. Former Judge Washington, I'm going to start with you. How powerful do you think this testimony was from Catherine Ristelli? Because obviously she has a lot to gain from testifying.
Very powerful, because once you have family members testifying against family members, even if they are in-laws, that's a big deal. And so what jurors are always looking for is the credibility of the witness, and why wouldn't she have credibility in that space? And they're going to afford her credibility in that space because she's testifying. Ann
said that a family that slays together usually stays together on it. We were talking about this connection to another family murder plot case. Of course, the Catherine Ristelli of that family has not been charged, but let's talk about the Adelsons, because there's a link here, and it's not just because we're calling it the Utah Adelsons.
Right. Years ago, when we talked about it on this network, it was that the prosecution is going to introduce evidence that they were doing internet searches of the Adelson case. Why in the world are you doing internet searches of the Adelson case, which has facts very similar to this, without having that as something you're thinking about, some level of harm or some level of murder to a family member? Like, to get all the way there, like, that's going to be some damning evidence, because that's what they were looking up without any provocation if they didn't do anything that's alleged in this crime.
Let's take a look at this. The second person to be called by the state of Utah is a polar opposite to the person that we saw for 2 days in Catherine Ristelli, and that's the mother of the victim, Diane. Take a listen to some of her testimony.
I learned the following morning around the 8 o'clock hour when Tracy Grist called me, and the first statement she said, "Are you sitting down? Are you with your husband?" And I said, "Okay." He said, "Matt is dead." End quote.
Did she tell you any more about that?
No.
Did that cause you concern? Did it cause you concern?
My immediate thought was that Matt maybe had had a tire blowout or something had happened on the road, and that he was in a car accident. I had no inkling or no thought that Matt was murdered by the family.
In my mind, my son was only being protective and loving and kind to the people in my home.
I think the family has a lot of explaining to do. This whole thing seems like a setup.
We would never plan to hurt someone.
Now, that second clip was a phone call of this mother of the victim calling the victim's mother-in-law to ask what happened. It seemed suspicious. Quinton, what do you think about the mother on the stand and how compelling that is for a jury?
I mean, I think it's going to be very compelling. But here's the situation you're in. You've got mother and mother having a conversation about death in a family that's supposed to be close. Like, to get all the way here stretches the bounds of credulity when parties don't get there unless something happened. Meaning, if I'm discussing my child being killed by somebody they were supposedly in a relationship with, that's something that I couldn't even fathom doing. And that's what she's getting on the stand with credibility as the mother of the decedent, saying she has credibility in that space because she's like, I thought it was a tire that blew out. And she's realizing that her son is now dead.